you made India's first cold box cold shooter machine.
First machine we made that, but then there was no buyer at that time because the process was totally new. You say I have a monopoly, but there is no market.
How do you get that confidence to jump into a new industry, build a new machine, not have any understanding about who the buyer is?
Age and passion. In 1994, in the GIFA, there were nearly 1,000 Indians there. When they saw that in Europe, everywhere it is the only cold box, they felt that this is the process which has to come to India.
So it was his dream always to display equipment in GIFA. So we said, okay, let's have a Compax logo there. He said, let us have Indian flag. It was visible across the hall. And I still remember Mr. Abhay Firodia visited it and he specifically mentioned that today you have put India on the top.
So what is today's latest technology? How soon do you think before we can have a cold box cold shooter machine without a human? Is that possible?
It is possible.
So do you all have a timeline for this?
2027.
We want to have Compax always at the front end.
So be customer sensitive would still drive him, it still drives us and will keep driving us forward.
We are here in Pune with a company that is the first manufacturer of cold box cool shooter machines in India since the 1980s. Today, however, they've come a long way. From supplying to some of the largest foundries in India, they also now manufacture cold box machines all around the world. So if you're looking to understand the latest technology in cold box today, here's your chance to learn directly from the experts with Compax Industrial Systems Private Limited. In today's age of tech giants like Zomato, Amazon, Uber, Spotify, Netflix, we all use them. What if I just wanted to buy something from my foundry? Where would I go? If you're looking for something for your foundry, definitely do not go to Google, do not go to IndiaMart, but go to the Foundry shop. So definitely do check it out. The link is going to be in the description below. There are a lot of products already listed. I'm sure there's something for everyone. So today, cold box cold shooter machines are the fundamental part of any production foundry. But if you look back 2-3 decades ago, nobody knows where they started. But today, you're going to learn very quickly. Also, I think the company I'm with today has also been instrumental not only in founding cold box machines, but also putting India on the global map as a big manufacturer of castings as to today, where the quality is concerned, where the volume is concerned. And I think in some way or shape or form, you have contributed greatly to the Indian industry. So thank you so much for being with us. Thank you, Bhooshan.
Thank you so much.
Right? And let's get started. So are you guys excited?
Yeah, absolutely excited.
That's great. So Mr. Lohiya, I think I'm sitting with you right now, and I think you told me about half an hour ago that you made India's first cold box cold shooter machine that was made in India.
Yeah, right.
So how do you feel after that accomplishment?
See, it is definitely exciting because whenever you have new technologies and you do something in India, you feel proud of it. And I always feel proud whenever something goes out from India and we stand at par with other nations, advanced nations. And then that's why whenever this machine goes outside India, I'm happy. Whenever people prefer my machine than buying something from outside, I'm more happy also.
Was he always like this as optimistic when you were growing up? I think in the 80s.
Yeah. He's always been passionate about the foundry industry.
Okay.
More prominently the core shop section and cold box process particularly.
Right.
So
you also mentioned something really funny, and I think even you said it, that when somebody is setting up a core division, right, the first machine they buy from is Compax. So why is that? Can any of you explain to me?
See, the simple thing is that we are the people who started working on the process first, understand the process fully, see what are the requirements for a good core production with that process, and that required a lot of work. So the type of know-how that we could generate from it help us to build up machines which are more suitable. And while doing it, we are trying to sell the process because the process was totally new.
Right, right.
And Amine cold box process, as it has got so many advantages, like high productivity, it takes very short time to set up, quality is good, strength is very high. Like, so,
Better finish as well.
so with so many things, people wanted to go for it, but people were not aware of the process. What are the limitations? What are the advantages? What type of a care is required? Whatever work culture is required. It's not like any other process because it is very sensitive to so many things. And we had to practically work on these matters, generate that, and then we had to educate people on why they should go for cold box. Once they go for cold box, what work culture they should establish.
Right.
And while using or applying it, what are the type of things they may face, for which what are the solutions.
Okay.
So it was entire like providing a know-how to somebody or rather training the people. Like
So
that.
they bought the machine from you and they got the consultancy free. That's what you're trying
It
to
was totally free. See, practically for that matter, I have to tell you that what we did, in retrospect, if I see, we have enabled Indian Foundry Industry to work on a low cost curve for this process, low learning cost.
say. Correct.
Okay, so low learning cost is on a but faster learning curve.
Correct. Correct.
So people could save capital, they could save money.
And the R&D was mainly borne by, I think, the earlier
and that
of the technology.
Practically, we're responsible to see that their application is perfect,
Correct.
rather than their being responsible for carrying it out like that.
Correct.
So the type of application knowledge we could generate, lot of. I'm happy that so many castings which were imported earlier were substituted with Indian casting, and so many castings have been exported out of India for various critical engineering applications. So what we have done is we have not only saved foreign exchange by making machines in India, we have also given a channel to generate foreign exchange for India by exporting the casting.
True.
So we have helped the our partners, that is our customers, to get a new market for them.
Correct. So basically, it's like you would look at your machine not really as a machine, but also like an enabler to a business growth for a foundry.
True.
Like it opens up a new vertical for them.
Yes, it
Right.
is more like an enabler.
Right.
And that role we played initially, it was enabler for exporting, enabler for import substituting, enabler for skill development, enabler for process applications. So all these roles integrated together. I doubt whether anybody else outside India would be able to deliver in India.
Correct. Correct. So anyway, just a quick backstory. Do you know how this entire interview got planned? Do you know how I reached out to you?
Not really.
So I met him at GDC Tech's conference just now, which happened in the month of December. And while I think that was where I took that picture of him and Mr. Ravi talking about the core, right? So that's a really interesting picture. But that's where I got talking, and he told me about how he, did the first R&D for the first machine. I think let's start with that story. So you worked for 12 years, I believe, at a job, right, as R&D head.
Yeah.
So you were passionate about R&D just to begin with. So what was your goal while working for the 12 years, and did you always want to get into business, or like what was your objective?
While coming to this,
Yeah, like before coming into Compax,
yeah.
what was your goal like at the 12 years?
See, all the time through my childhood and again during education, I was thinking of being an entrepreneur. And I wanted to be an engineer who will bring so many new creative ideas and do something.
Correct.
But for some reasons, I could not immediately start like that, or I could not proceed further in education. So I joined Adavan Licon. I was there for 12 years because I never wanted to change, because I never wanted to serve anybody. I wanted to be on my own.
So you were focused on getting the most knowledge possible.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was focused more on getting the knowledge. Even there, the technology was new. When I joined Advanced Elecon, we introduced new process of welding. So it was practically meeting my passion of learning new things. When I was trying to search for products where I can go in, that time one of my friend who was close to Mr. M.G. Pawar of Ajay came, told me that they have developed certain chemicals for Amine cold box process, which was just introduced in the world in 1978 by Ashlands.
And this was back in the 80s.
Yeah. And he said they are trying to make the chemicals in India, but unless there are machines, they will not be able to sell anything. So he has inquired whether we can develop. I was having worked with Advanced Elecon, I was at ease of developing any machines. So I said yes, we will develop.
But how did you get that confidence to jump into a new industry, build a new machine, not have any understanding about who the buyer is, just
probably that was that age and passion. Probably.
Bhooshan, is he still like that today? Does he jump to a new project?
He is still that today. Though his working hours have reduced drastically, but the passion hasn't reduced.
Okay.
So he will still work on, come up with new ideas, explore new technologies and supplementary equipments. And he'll still be so passionate about the same thing again and again.
Because you also told me he's doing a lot of traveling. Like when we were planning this interview as well, you told me he's now going, I think, from the 8th to 12th or something like that. So there's also a lot of traveling at his age. So he's still passionate about the industry.
In fact, frankly, I would not expect or rather recommend a new entrepreneur to take a risk like what I had taken.
Right.
In this process, I think that there was a mistake.
Right.
Going for some product which is where you have to do concept selling. Okay, you say I have a monopoly, but there is no market.
Correct. It was so new at that time.
It is of no use.
Right.
So it is something like that.
So walk us through this process. Like I think Mr. Pawar met you, and then you all got talking. Then you were convinced with the idea. You decided to get into it. So what were the few steps initially trying to it? Because at this time you would have been quitting your job. You would have to have finance ready. So what was that process like?
See, the cold box core making itself has got two components. One is core shooting part, other is a core curing part. And core curing part is more important from the process angle. Okay. And the core shooting part has to be compatible with the curing process. So we decided to first to develop the curing system properly, because this was totally unknown area.
Correct.
And that time getting a gas generator from outside was too beyond imagination. And even that time the liberalization was not done.
Correct.
So
this was in the 80s, right?
That itself was a problem. So we had to work a lot on that development, trying various parameters, etc., cost, and finally we could succeed with that. Then we developed the core shooting part. Now, cold box core shooter is not like any other core shooter for other processes. Here, there are few parameters which have to be very closely guarded. If you have longer contact of air during shooting, it can reduce the strength. If you have higher pressure and increase the velocity of shooting, then it can separate your binders. So it will not only reduce the strength, but it will damage the core box also.
Right.
So we had to learn on the different aspects of tooling making, how what materials should be selected for tools, up to the what sand you should use.
Correct.
And unfortunately in India, awareness about the sand quality is still not very good.
Correct.
So people feel that sand is not much important, but in this process sand is the most important component.
Right.
So we had to work on all these things. Then we made a prototype. That prototype we used to bring core boxes, make cores.
How long did it take you to build the first prototype?
Prototype we just subcontracted some items and assembled and made the prototype.
Okay.
And then during testing,
But how long was that R&D period?
it took nearly about 4 months.
Okay, so pretty quick actually for someone who's
5
new
months
to the
to
industry.
make the basic thing, then another 1 or 2 months to work on that and come to some level where we could demonstrate like that.
Right. Was this the prototype that you sent to KBL?
Yeah, see, the first machine we made that, but then there was no buyer at that time. So Mr. M.J. Power used his word with Mr. Gorani, who was in charge of KBL Wadi. Mr. Gorani said, okay, we'll take the machine, we'll use for 6 months. If we find it is useful, then we'll retain it and we'll buy it. Otherwise, we'll return it. So we said fine, because we wanted the machine to be tested thoroughly.
Correct.
So they used for 6 months, they tested for all type of different metals, different compositions and cores, etc. And it was all okay. Unfortunately, what happened is they found that the cost of modification of their core boxes was enormously high compared to the quantities of individual casting they want. So that was not an economical proposal for them. So nicely painted the machine, returned it.
So you sent it back.
Returned back. Then we modified it little further. Mysore Kirloskar got interested. They said, okay, we'll buy the machine after using for 2 months.
This was your second attempt at selling the machine?
Second.
Okay.
The same machine, we modified that and gave to Mysore Kirloskar.
Correct.
So the whole idea was that they will use for 2 months. After 2 months, either they will buy it or pay the rent for 2 months.
Okay, so now at least you're getting rent money for the
machine. At least we are getting some rent out of it, something out of it.
That's a nice idea.
Everything is okay, fine. The operators were happy and they were about to place order. Unfortunately, that time, the ammonia leak tragedy in Bhopal took place.
Okay, the 1984 gas.
And that is the time it got a setback because this gas smells like ammonia, the amine gas. So people were scared with it and they said, no, we don't want anything, any related gases, anything. Yeah. So they nicely, after paying the rent, they returned the machine.
2 months rent.
Yeah. Fortunately, what happened is due to liberalization, in 1994 in the GIFA, there were nearly 1,000 Indians there. And when they saw that in Europe, everywhere it is only cold box, they felt that this is the process which has to come to India.
Okay.
In the meantime, what had happened is we had developed one fully automatic machine for RM engineering, which was a division of Rajesh Malevals.
Okay.
They were making pipe fitting, pipe cores for pipe fitting. That too, what happened is their consultant said that if they want to increase the production, they will have to go for cold box.
Okay.
And that's how they came to us.
So this is a trend, yeah. I mean, the equipment manufacturing today, I don't know how it works, but I think in 84, what you're mentioning is that the consultants guide the foundry first, and then the foundries agree to buy any piece of equipment or something.
True.
Okay.
That's right.
Were you aware of this sales process earlier, or was it like happened by chance?
See, our sales process was there.
Right.
But people wanted some white-skinned person.
You wanted one customer first.
So
2 months renting is not enough.
Something like that. So
Right.
it went like that.
No, but I really have to commend you on the perseverance that you have, because you got into a new market first of all. You had no idea about Foundry, and we'll get into a little bit of those slides that you showed me earlier.
Yeah.
How you used to travel around showing people the cores that you could make. It's really marvelous that he still has them till today. So but how did this opportunity?
It was a part of marketing. I used to take with a slide projector and a slides. I go to every place where I could locate a foundry.
Right.
And the sign of foundry is the chimney. Once I wrongly went to a textile company
because they also had a chimney.
seeing the chimney. Yeah, but that was the only way of communication.
Correct.
And I used to go to various chapters, IF chapters, give lectures at various places. In bigger companies, when I used to go, I used to conduct a small session there on this.
So that was probably how the consultants knew about your machine. I think that's where you mainly got the exposure from.
Yeah, that's with all that we got that exposure, and one consultant for RM happened to be instrumental in getting the idea of that automatic machine.
Correct.
So there we proved ourselves there very well. During that there were so many issues which we had to sort out, which were not part of our things.
Correct.
They were more of a tooling, but we had to sort out that.
Right.
So as I said, we had to work on an integrated level. That's why whatever heritage we have today from our work is more integrated. And that's why we are able to support any application.
I think those earlier years that you mentioned, where you traveled around, you went to a lot of chapters, you met a lot of consultants, and you traveled to Foundries, the tooling issue. I think that really gave you your education of the foundry industry. You understood multiple processes, you understood raw materials, you understood how patterns work, the shrinkage allowance, all those different type of things. Were you reading books, but at that time?
Yeah, see, apart from this is what I should say my own learning curve. Right. And besides that, whenever I used to go and come across some problems, and there was nobody to guide on that problem, so I had to research out from different literatures world over on foundries to find out what is the solution, what are the things, what applications are suitable, where in which applications you have to take certain care, and all that I used to create. Plus, whatever experiments we did, that made a difference. A small example is that about the sand. Once we said that if there is a uniform, when we say uniform sand should give better results, we literally sieved the sand and adjusted the grade and took the casting. It was so fine finish that when a customer saw, he didn't believe that it can be with that coarse sand. So these are the type of things we experimented. At some place we had to just wash the sand what the customer has, and the clean sand we had to dry it in sun and then take the coarse, which were okay. Till that time they are not okay. That is just to prove to them that the sand is not okay.
Correct. So there was no fault in the machine.
So it was beyond that.
Right. Bhooshan, what do you remember about him from this period? Like when he was actively traveling around, with the briefcase, looking at the chimneys, going into places. What is your earliest memory of him?
So I think the earliest memory, apart from the travel within India, I would say one is his passion for technology and understanding new technologies, new things. His travel overseas, especially to GIFA, all these years, all these seasons, helped him as well as the company to know what's in store, what's happening in the global foundry.
Right.
And the target of all these European companies towards the Indian foundry industry.
Correct.
So that's something which I remember very fondly, and the level of respect he's been gathering across all segments of industry, not only in India but overseas.
Like you told me about the 2003 GIFA, I think you had mentioned. Yeah, narrate your experience about that.
So 2003 was I was in my final year of engineering, and he was quite insistent that I accompany him to all the way to GIFA.
Okay.
Just to experience and see what foundry industry is all
about. Was
this
your way of trying to get him into the business?
No, I would not agree with it. Okay. He never asked me to join the business. He never forced me to join the business as well. He was of the opinion that you see it, you experience it.
He knew that GIFA would do the job.
Yeah. So you experience it. If you find it okay, you can join me. If you don't find it okay, you go your way. But when I traveled to GIFA for the first time in 2003, it gave a different feeling altogether. It reflected what foundry industry is all about, and the potential we have in India, not only as equipment manufacturers but an industry altogether. When we talk about foundry industry, we are a part of foundry industry. So the potential we have to cater to the requirements globally with respect to equipments, with respect to automation solutions, with respect to casting supplies as well. So that was a turning point for me. And then obviously, when I saw him interact with so many people and people knowing him by name, that was a different feeling altogether.
So he had already made a very big impression in the market by then.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. So you were telling me about the story of Rajesh Malibal in Ahmedabad. I think your first big win, and that's what really got you started. So what was that process like with them? After the machine was ready and you delivered it, the industry recognized you completely, or was it still a struggle after that?
No, it took a lot of time after that. After we made for Rajesh Malibal, the equipment whole, the entire plant we first set up here at our place. And then we called so many people from Foundry to see that and all. But people used to see that, but they were still scared whether they can go for this process fully. Then we got order from CCALs for that automatic machine like that and all. It went a little further, but it was too slow. It was only after 94, after GIFA 94, and basically because of the liberalization process, when people outside India started looking for Indian foundries as suppliers, and the specification used to say you have to use cold box cores.
Okay.
So they had choice of either importing the machine or buying from India.
Okay.
So some people bought from us, some imported. Those who bought from us were more happy because they got full support.
Correct. Full ground support.
And those who imported, they had to struggle a little more.
For spares and everything.
Naturally, because the process support was there. Application.
Right.
See, even when you make a tooling, selection of shooting points, size of shooting points, locations, vent sizes, all this is requires a lot of things. We used to prepare one total chart which used to describe what is the process, what are the care to be taken in the design stage, what are the advantages,
right?
What are the applications, like that. And we used to distribute free to everybody. That is just to generate more awareness of the process.
Correct, because at that point you were not trying to sell the machine, you were trying to sell the technology.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So I'm trying to understand now. You mentioned foreign suppliers of equipment, right? In 1994, 1999, or maybe even the 80s. What was the share of foreign manufacturers of cold box cold shooter machines in India? Like were they readily coming in, or people had to import them completely? Like what was it at that time?
See, till about 94, 95. Practically not there was no scope for Indian machines, foreign machines in India, except Tata Motors. That time it was Telco, so their foundry got one core shooter, cold box core shooter from Eurocore.
Okay.
And when they got that, that was basically for their own production and all, but that helped people to understand that it can be used for production.
Okay. Understood.
But then people also always used to say that, okay, they are Tata, they can afford this. Basically, till that time in India, since the demand of castings was not a very high volume, so we were working on a low capital industry with more labor intensive working. Okay.
Correct.
And small batches. Suddenly, with the automotive industry growing, it became requirement of high volume production at a short notice.
Right.
Okay. And that too more stringent quality levels. So that generated the requirement for cold box.
Right.
Yeah, and cold box became the only answer for all these three requirements. So today, if you see, Indian industry has gone a long phase from a low capital, labor intensive, small batch production to today we are talking about high capital intensive and highly productive, low manpower concept. So, and during this process, materials wise, level of quality levels, all these have changed.
Right.
Standards have changed. And we have been fairly competing outside India. So, we have the future. But this whole thing has taken little longer time. One of the reasons was that initially people had no mindset to invest more. Second thing was, as I told you, it was the responsibility of the machine manufacturer to prove that the machine is required by the user.
Okay.
Okay. Today, the user comes to you saying that I require a machine. Only lacuna still is that he is not able to fully specify what he wants, and he has to find out what he requires.
Correct.
He comes with a requirement, but exact specifications we have to still work on that.
Correct. So it's still a lot of consultancy, and you also have to know the product in and out as to how the application works.
Yeah.
Right. To your point, you told me, I think earlier, that it was something like almost proud moment when companies in the 80s would say we have a workforce of so and so. Today you told me it's the opposite. The less workforce that you have at your foundry, the more automation, the more you're proud about your industry.
Yeah.
So the thing has really changed in the last 2-3 decades.
It's more so in last say 10 to 15 years. This is widely changing.
Correct.
One of the reason is the technology levels have suddenly gone up. Because of the digital technologies.
Correct.
Everything has gone up. The core culture has changed. Okay. And people are more now technology savvy. In the early days, we were the first ones to introduce PLC technology in foundry equipment in India. And that time people were scared. They still wanted to have the old type of panels. So
Correct.
we used to assure them that within 24 hours anywhere in India, if there is a problem of PLC, it will be replaced. We used to keep stock of PLCs. Today the PLC is fitted at the end of the process,
That's great.
manufacturing process.
So-
So that is the difference.
So I want to ask you a question. Now, as you mentioned, 94, when this whole push for the expectation of casting, the quality, the numbers, the automotive industry started booming, and the demand for castings, high integrity castings, started increasing. Right? Did you all find that Compax was at the right phase to capitalize on this growth because of the prior R&D, the 10 years of R&D that was put into the time? Like, were you all ahead of the market at that time, and did you finally reap the rewards of the R&D?
See, because of R&D, we were a little ahead always. So people used to always feel that Compax has the technology and Compax has the latest technology. That is, fortunately, the impression we were able to create, and people appreciated us. So every new technology, we took the risk of trying that new technology, whether it is not only PLC, even in hydraulics or even in pneumatics and all. The new models, whatever used to come, we used to adapt them, test them, and then try it out. So, if it requires a replacement, we are ready to do that. But that is a risk which I took, may not be the risk anybody should take.
Okay, so you don't recommend, you would not do it again, let's just say that.
Yeah.
No, he would do it again.
He would
He
definitely
will not
do it again.
recommend anybody else to do it again.
Yeah, I will do it again. True.
Alright. So anyway, I'd like to congratulate you on your success and
Thank you.
pushing the Indian
you.
industry forward.
Thank
So
you.
Bhooshan, now let's get to the start of I think your journey, right? 2003, he tempts you to GIFA.
Yeah.
He's not directly telling you to join the industry, but GIFA hopefully is doing the job. So what was your impression of the foundry industry at that time? Like, what did you see at GIFA that was your wow moment?
So, 2003, just out of engineering college, you are quite passionate, full of energy, but lot of confusion in mind. What next? Here, on one side, you see your father doing a business, a well-reputed organization in the foundry industry, but you are confused whether you are going to join it, you don't want to join it. What next? And what is the future? What is more important is the future about the company and the equipment or the process. Then once in Germany, then I could see a lot of things. The most important thing which I still recollect is the robotics. The use of robots in foundry industry.
Even back in 03?
Yeah, 03.
Okay.
So the use of robots for core handling, for machining, for pouring, auto pouring, or the aluminum molten metal pouring in gravity die casting machines. That was something which was fascinating, and that was something which was at that moment of time beyond my imagination. So that's where I thought, okay, there's a lot of potential. That's something which we can do as well. Though it would take time for us to implement these concepts in India, but we should start working on it.
Right, right.
That's where the idea of exhibiting a machine in GIFA started.
So you made like a promise or you set a goal that next GIFA you all guys would bring a machine.
So it was his dream always to display equipment in GIFA. And the 2003 visit helped me to work on those lines. That's when the idea started happening.
How did you all make it a reality? Because there would have been a lot of challenges in that 4-year period.
Yeah, so 2007, the deadline was fixed. We had to have the machine in GIFA by May. The show happens in June. So we had to do a lot of backward working. And then we also understood what are the compliances required for the equipment to be displayed there. So we understood we need a C certified equipment to be displayed there if you have to start the machine. You can put a machine on display, but you can't start a machine if it's not conforming to the European standards. So then we started working on those lines. So the circuits, the equipment design, the pneumatic designs, everything was designed on those lines.
Safety systems.
The safety systems, the overall aesthetics as well. And that's where a lot of time, energy, effort was put in by not only us but the team as well. And the team was being briefed about it. So a common goal, a common vision that really helped us.
So do you have some pictures of that 2007 GIFA?
Yeah, we still have.
Yeah, so I definitely want to see some pictures.
Yeah, we have
So what did it finally feel like to have your machine at GIFA? Because you've been visiting GIFA, I think, from 1984, I believe. Right? As soon as you got into the industry, you said, let me go to GIFA directly. So 23 years this would have been you've been going to GIFA, and now you finally have your own machine over there. What did it feel like?
It was definitely a proud moment, definitely, and particularly because Mr. Lampe himself came and watched my machine for nearly 50 minutes. So that was definitely something that yes, we as Indians can do. There was more like as an Indian than Lohiya as such.
So you were representing not Compax but India.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And one very prominent thing I'd like to share here. When we decided the booth for GIFA, we took because it was our first time, a lot of money also being invested in the process. We took a pre-built booth, but we took a design where they had a vertical structure on top of the booth, and where you could have your branding done on the top. On the four sides, there's a cubicle on the top. This was a prefabricated thing. So we said, okay, let's have a Compax logo there. He said, let us have Indian flag there.
Okay.
So on the four sides, we had the tricolor and only Compax written in the center in blue, but the tricolor on the four sides. And people came all the way from, and they could, it was visible across the hall. So people used to come there seeing the tricolor. And I still remember Mr. Firodia.
Mr. Abhay Firodia came.
Mr. Abhay Firodia visited it, and he specifically mentioned that today you have put India on the top.
Correct.
So that's something which was very remarkable.
That's amazing. So I think this year's proof that he's really contributed to the Indian industry in ways that you can't imagine.
True.
That's amazing. And also I think you spoke about Lampe, right? For them to acknowledge you and just a couple of decades back, he was not even in the foundry industry. To have like a sketch to now being in GIFA 2 decades later is like a pipe dream for most people.
Yeah.
So it shows the amount of effort you guys have put in and how fast you'll have grown in that short period. So really hats off to you guys.
And 2011, because of my fascination of 2003, where I saw robos been working there. 2011 GIFA, we were there with a core shooter with a robo
Okay.
working with our core shooter in tandem with it.
Right.
So
Amazing. So it's basically it's been said that you all guys are you all really enjoy GIFA a lot.
yeah.
That's nice. So
In
talking
2011, because of that setup, we got our first US order.
from there.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Fast cast.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So I think how would you feel like how did GIFA help you all guys? Like this is for any person who is interested in exhibiting at GIFA or going there. How did it help you all get exposed to the international market? What was the takeaway after the two exhibitions that you all went one after the other?
Exhibiting at GIFA, first thing is it strengthened the confidence of Indians within us. Okay. When we put it there, machines there, and all other international giants are there, people who came there, they could see where we are at par or where we are less than them, and what are the relative merits and demerits of individual thing. Yeah. People also used to come and tell us that, okay, so and so feature is good there, you implement here. So that helped us to build ourselves more. But another thing what happened is because of we are putting GIFA, the Middle East market, which is little price sensitive, they can't afford prices of Europeans, that turned to us. And today, I think he has visited entire Middle East zone, right from Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Oman, Dubai. We have our machines everywhere. And multiple type of machines, numbers of machines, somewhere a battery of machines at a place like that.
Right.
So this is way the international market has been developed.
Right, in exposure. And I also believe that, I think you also mentioned to me that, going to GIFA and being exposed to the international market, it also changed you as a manufacturer.
Yeah.
So what are some process designs that you all made when you all came back to the drawing board and, went back and redesigned your machines?
So one was primarily the aesthetics. Second was the safety features.
Aesthetics and safety.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was predominant. Then the electronics and the overall rigidity of the equipment or the the hydraulics or the circuits.
Correct.
That's something which goes hand in hand. But I think electronics would also play a bigger role when it comes to the understanding and the awareness of what we took away from GIFA and started offering in the Indian market as well.
Compax today, right? What are some of the latest technologies that you're bringing into core shooter machines today to benefit Foundries? Because you all guys are obviously leading from the front. As Mr. Lohiya mentioned, you'll always bring the newest technology and the industry looks forward to you all for that. So what is today's latest technology and what is Compax bringing to the table?
So Compax now is offering, starting from a single machine installation to the complete automation on the core shop side. So we do a lot of turnkey projects as well, starting from raw sand handling till the core handling.
Okay, like complete customized.
Complete customization, complete solution offering, starting from working on what type of machines they would require for what type of requirements, plus the sand consumption and the monitoring of these. When we speak about monitoring, we have started doing monitoring of all equipments. So on the lines of Industry 4.0 or IoT. So we have centralized processes, centralized data coming to the servers, all parameters of all equipment. So this is equipment-wise, person-wise, product-wise, shift-wise, plus parameter-wise.
Are we allowed to share some screenshots of the dashboards?
Yes, we can show you those as well.
So I'll put some screenshots of the dashboards up so all guys can check it out.
So that is something which we have been doing for last few years.
Alright.
Apart from that, we have been also working on a lot of safety features, enhancing the safety features of the equipments, because now over the period, machine building and machine culture overall has evolved quite a bit. The same has happened in India as well. Operator friendliness and operator safety has become a prima facie requirement in each and every foundry. Obviously, because of the shortage of operators. One. So level of automation is increasing. Plus, operator safety is also increasing. The awareness is increasing in foundry industry.
Right, right.
So these are the things which we need to work on, and we have been working on.
How soon do you think before we can have a cold box core shooter machine without a human? Is that possible?
It is working as of now.
It is possible. It is possible. Definitely it is possible.
There are few installations in India also where human interference is not there. It's only supervision.
All right.
So, but one coming from Indian supplier would be very soon.
So do you all have a timeline for this?
As of now, I would say 2027.
2027.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just around the corner.
Around the corner.
Amazing. So that is that your next GIFA project?
We plan to do that. Let's believe in the best. Let's believe in the best.
I don't know if they were planning to reveal that, but now it's out. All right. That's amazing. You also told me about your feedback loop for Amine.
Yeah.
Right. So explain that to us.
So apart from the safety features of the equipment, we have been working on the optimum utilization of the consumables in the cold box process. So Amine being a very predominant component in the entire cold box process, though even if it's a catalyst, it is very important. So any extra usage of Amine not only hampers the work culture or the environment of a core shop,
right.
It affects the operator, but it affects the casting as well. And the effects of the extra Amine could be seen at a very later stage of the casting due to waning or something. By that time, it's too late. So we've developed a feedback loop in the machine where we are monitoring the temperature of Amine not only at the gas generator level, but at the gassing chamber as well, because of the delta T which happens between the both. So that has also helped us to improvise and optimize the Amine level consumption in per kg of core.
Okay. So is it because the density of Amine changes as per the temperature, and that's why the usage fluctuates? Is that the concept here?
The vaporization of Amine becomes critical in the process. That's where the temperature also plays a bigger role.
Okay. All right. So all these changes are basically like helping foundries optimize even further.
Optimize the consumables
right.
and the cost of consumables.
All right. So I think earlier you mentioned, right, cold box dies, right, are evolving, right? Today with new technologies like 3D printing, like you showed me an erudite die, which I was really amazed that you still have to this date. I think first we should probably get into that story. Like you have a really great story about your Tata Motors experiment with erudite. So tell us that story.
See, Tata Motors were having shortage of certain castings, and the castings were coming from Jain Industries, but number of cores were less, so the casting production required more. And that is time when Mr. Lohiya just approached us and said, we want some help about the core production, increase in that by making cold box cores. They are using hot box cores. So immediate requirement was, if the cores have to be more, there has to be core box also. So that core box we suggested to make from erudite, and that was made in about 18 days.
Okay, so the constraint was basically building enough core boxes in a short time. That's why they had to
use. That
was
one constraint. Okay. Other was, of course, the machine. Now, as I said, our machines are all customized. So there is nothing specific for that.
Okay.
But fortunately, we had one machine which could be used with some changes for their application. But that machine was about to leave our plant. But we held that for some time, and then those cores were produced here, and that helped to keep the production running at the Tata Motors. But these are the things which happen normally at many places. But okay, it gives us a memory of that time.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, but today, like, why are dies not made with erudite and with other type of grays? Like, what are you saying? Since you are manufacturing machines, you must be getting a little bit of feedback from customers, whereas they are asking for a little bit of new materials of dies. So what is that trend like?
See, what happens is the different materials, they have got different life size, number of shots.
Okay.
And as the volume is going up, earlier the volumes were less. So even aluminum core boxes or aramid core boxes, they're okay. But as the volumes are very high and the cost of the compound is becoming critical, so people would like to have dimensional accuracy to the best possible level. So they are going for either steel materials or even tougher steels to do that, and it is possible to machine them out from your CAD design directly, and you get the core box.
Okay, very easy to do today.
So it is easy because of the use of CNC technology
Correct,
now.
machining.
Earlier days, the technology was not there.
Right. So what has been your experience with new technologies like 3D printing of polymers? Do you see 3D printed patterns, cold box dies coming into the machines? Is that possible?
See, now we are thinking of 3D technologies a lot, right? 3D manufacturing. Dies with 3D manufacturing are also possible. For die casting, they have been already tried out. For the core making, instead of making a die with 3D, people will prefer to make the core with 3D.
Complete sand printing.
Once it is proven,
right,
then you directly make a die from standard materials and do the cost, because cost of 3D manufacturing is very high per piece. So that is not affordable.
Okay. So you're referring, I think Mr. Lohiya is referring to mainly sand printing.
Sand printing, yeah. But I think 3D printed patterns is what, if we see, they can still be used for making cores, especially the cold box cores. Shell, it won't work because of the heating of the core boxes. Core boxes, yes, there have been trials being done at various foundries. What would be more important to see is the lifespan of those patterns, considering the abrasive nature of the sand and the blow pressures. But trials have been done. We don't have verified data till what cycles this works, but it could also be quite comfortable to use when it comes to variety of cores where the volumes are less but the variety is more.
Because of the cost of dies and
because of the cost,
right,
as well as the time taken to make a new die, which could be say alloy steel or P20 steel, special steels. So it could still work out where variety is more, volumes are less.
So I mean you're a trends guy. You like to see what's happening in the industry, and he's always moving around and everything. Yeah. Today, what transformational shifts are you seeing in equipment and technology in the industry? What can you spot that's an emerging trend today that is a bad business to get into?
If the emerging trend, as you said, is the use of robotics and automation is going to increase.
Okay.
Besides that, what is happening is last 1 decade, lot of work has gone in AI. With the artificial intelligence and data science progress, I can see a day when you just put your CAD design in it or solid design in it in the machine, and it will decide which die it has to select, which core box it has to select, what parameters it has to select, and it will automatically produce the number of what you want, and at the end of it, it will detach and go.
Correct. Mainly picking the process, I think, is a very mental game that can be solved.
It is possible.
It's also, I discussed this with Mr. Navneet Agarwal on one of the, I think you all have supplied a machine to RBSE.
Yes.
So basically, we talked about AI and the applications of it in the industry. I think the main challenge is everybody who's using the technology is picking the low-hanging fruit. You know, B2C markets are far more lucrative than making something in the industry.
True.
Also, there's nobody from this AI generation right now who's in the industry. Like most people in the industry are running foundries, are making equipment. They're not familiar with the AI technology and to integrate them with the industry, because you have to also have foundry knowledge as well as AI knowledge both, and mix them, and only then you can come up with a solution. So I think that is what is mainly lagging.
So I think, as rightly said by you, AI is still being used majorly for business automations.
Right.
Or reduction of manpowers when it comes to the staff level.
Very general level.
Yeah, it's a very generic thing.
Right.
As you rightly said, we need something which the industry teams or the industry professionals combined with the AI professionals working on practical industry issues or industry solutions.
Correct.
Where replacement of human interference is not the only motive, but it is a secondary thing. But
Correct.
giving a more optimized solution, more beneficial one, would be the primary aspect of it.
Unfortunately, one major concern today for foundry industry in India is the skilled manpower, and that is at all levels, right from shop floor to the management level, people from foundry, metallurgist level and all. So what is happening today is the same people are just moving around from one foundry to the other, and new faces are not coming in. Now today's young generation is more digital savvy,
Right.
but existing people handling foundry, they are not. And that's where this barrier is there about the mindset. So as I said, it is only in the HR and finance and other things where all these things are coming, but it is not coming here.
Not in core foundry
Yeah.
fundamentals.
So the bridge needs to be built between core engineering actions or activities and the AI.
Correct.
So
But I can see.
I am optimistic about it for one reason.
Right.
What is happening is, if you see the foundry industry in India in last 10 years, people are doing forward and backward integration both way. So in forward integration, people have gone for machining. So because the user also wants a machine casting, he doesn't want to buy a casting from one place and machine at other place and do it. So he wants machine casting. So the many foundries have put up their own machine shops, which are more advanced technologically. So what happens is, if I have a foundry and if I have a machine shop, and there are people here and there are people here, now people in foundry automatically get oriented to the higher technologies. So that change will come faster than what could have happened, say, 10 years back.
Correct. Also, as equipment manufacturers, I think mainly the AI drive is going to come from y'all guys.
Yeah.
Like y'all are going to recruit people to use AI in your machines. Those people are going to come into your ecosystems. Unfortunately, some of them are going to go and become offshoots of other AI startups in the industry, and that's probably how it's going to start.
True.
Because I don't think a foundry is going to get up today and say, let me hire somebody who can develop an AI app for me. It's largely going to be y'all guys who will build the ecosystem for AI. Unfortunately, whether you like it or not, this is how it's going to be.
Yeah, that's how it is.
This is just my theory.
Yeah. So we just have to be ready for it.
Yeah, that's good. So do you all have any plans to incorporate
2027
into machines? Okay, he's not ready to reveal this part yet.
Yeah, this part is something which we are working very closely.
Right.
With a very close group of team members as well.
Right.
So 2027 is something which we think would be a game changer for us.
Right. Do you feel that India is capable today of being a global exporter of machinery of foundry machinery?
Yes, it will. Because what is happening, fortunately, they have few of our customers who are working closely with us for their own machines, of course, but they are trying to standardize on the machines.
Okay.
And they are going for larger size of machines. Okay. So once we establish a battery of larger size machines coming from Compax in India, that is enough to develop confidence for people outside when they come here and see the battery of Compax machines, of big size machines, and giving good production. Maybe a little lesser than the European machines, but costing nearly 1/3 of that. So if you buy 2 machines from Compax and 1 machine from outside, still you have more capacity with less capital. And if we add this AI, etc., all these things, then manpower becomes just redundant thing.
Correct.
So there will be possibilities that more people will come from India, and as it is now, he has been going to Russia and selling machines over there. That's because they have
congratulations on cracking the Russian market, by the way. I think you mentioned to me that you've been trying with Russia for how long now?
So we've been investing time, energy, effort for I think 8-9 years.
9 years.
Yeah, 9 years.
Okay.
In totality, if you see, around 8 to 9 years. And we've been participating in a lot of Russian foundry exhibitions. We've been participating in the Russian annual foundry congresses as well, and visiting potential foundries.
So can you speak a little bit of Russian?
Very less. Bare essentials, that's it. Bare essentials.
So when you were learning Foundry Technology, he's probably learning Russian too.
Very essential words just to greet them. And we had a few a delegation from a few of the Russian foundries to visit
coming here.
Compax as well. So they visited us twice, and
okay.
So
what is the market like in Russia now after the war? Like because I'm sure you'll be in touch with some of these foundries over there.
So I would say the requirement of equipments and solution providers for the Russian foundry, it has increased. So there is a lot of potential for solution providers, for equipment suppliers or chemical suppliers. Obviously their resources because of the sanctions are very limited, and the relations between Russia and India have improved because of the Modi regime and Mr. Putin.
I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with that.
Yeah, so that's something which is helping us, and I'm sure that would help us.
That's great. So you're pretty much bullish on the Russian market as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. All right. So I have some personal questions now for you. When was there finally a moment where you felt like Compax had finally become a very, very capable manufacturer of cold shooter machines? Like when was that? When did you see the rainbow? Is basically my question. When did you first become very happy about what you had created and finally saw the success that you strived for?
See, we got an order for CO2 gassing system from Saudi Arabia, and with that performance they placed order for the core shooter machine also, which was quite comparable with the manufacturers what they had shortlisted and all. Then what happened is, during that time we placed our ad in the Foundry Journal, which was to be distributed in GIFA and all. Seeing that ad, radar pumps, which have foundry in Singapore, they wanted a test core shooter for their product. So they placed on order on us after discussion and all. When they came here and they saw the machine, they felt that they can use it for production rather than for testing. And then they wanted some additional things there, and we did that. And subsequently we set up a battery of machines over there. So that type of a thing, confidence what a customer feels after seeing your machine which you have designed for testing, and he feels that he can use for manufacturing. I think that is something which as an Indian I feel proud of. And as a Compax, naturally we had till that time we had only one export. We got additional export, and probably this was more profitable export than what we had earlier. Right? Earlier we wanted to somehow put a machine outside India. We want to export. That time passion was to export.
Correct. Yeah, you've always been, pro global.
Yeah.
Like GIFA, Singapore, Russia, Saudi Arabia, the US order that you got from GIFA. And you also mentioned that, to any other equipment manufacturer in the foundry, he said to me, I think an hour back, that exporting your machines makes you a better manufacturer overall, because you are not competing in the country anymore. You're competing on the grand global level. I think that's mainly been your motto.
And that also puts an added pressure, because expectations of your Indian customers also increase from you because you are on a global platform.
Right.
So they start comparing you with
global
machines. So people like Mr. Deepak Reddy or Mr. Neeraj Jhawar, they have helped us to evolve, grow and improve on our equipments. And because of their confidence, we have also been able to do justice to their confidence by making bigger machines or more sturdier machines, or machines which are probably equivalent to the European standards or the global standards.
Right.
And one more instance which I would like to share is the first US order which we received. The gentleman from Fastcast, he visited us in GIFA. Then we communicated with him for long. Then he said, I like to visit India. And he visited India all the way only for us, no other agenda. When he visited us, the first day he said, I'll spend 2 days with you. And I don't want anybody with me. I'll just roam around both your factories. And I just don't want anybody around me. I'll be all good. If I require anything, I'll get back to you. So we were okay with it. We were quite hesitant, but we had to be okay with it.
Right.
So 2 days he practically roamed everywhere in both our manufacturing plants. He visited our machine shop, the fabrication shop, the assembly, the electrical thing,
Right.
our inventory. So all processes. And I still remember second day evening, we had a dinner planned with him. He just took out his visiting card. On the rear side of the visiting card, he just mentioned a PO number and he handed it over to us. This is your PO. The official one would come from my office, but this is the PO number. I'm confirming the order for the equipment with you.
Wow, so you were satisfied.
So it was like a very different feeling altogether, because that just shows that after experiencing everything, after observing everything, then he's placed an order. That means we are doing some things right.
Right. Imagine the confidence that he might have had. Right?
So that just built up the confidence not only for us but also for the team. And that also internally built our confidence on our team, increased our confidence on our team that, okay, the team is also doing things right.
Correct. That's great.
That was our fascinating experience, because till the dinner time, we had no indication, so we were hesitant that, okay, he'll just go and say, I will inform you later, and like that. But he said that, and the terms, whatever he said, that these are my payment terms, he followed it strictly. Without any reminder or anything, accordingly to the stages, the payment automatically were deposited on bank.
And the best part was, we didn't have to send an engineer there to install the machine. The machine he and his team installed the machine, started the machine. We just communicated for a couple of things on email. That's it, and the machine is still running. So no engineers till date. No engineer has visited.
I've gone to the US.
No, engineers have visited the US to a different foundry.
For this.
Not for this.
Okay.
No,
Right.
nobody has visited till now.
That's great.
Later on, he sent a good letter also about his visit and placing the order on us and all. Yeah.
That's amazing. So, I'm sure you have made some mistakes along your journey, right? Yeah. What would you have done differently if you had to do it again?
As I told you, the first mistake was concept selling.
But unfortunately, you're here now.
Yeah.
and you have to help us out with.
Unfortunately, even today, that is in the blood. So
Right.
it goes on. Another thing is probably when I introduced technology, the cost implications I treated little secondary, but still I could absorb. In today's condition, in such a competitive situation, and customer is now more knowledgeable about the cost factors. He knows what is the cost of PLC, what is the cost of this, all that. He will put all that. He will judge what should be your cost of manufacturing and all, and then he'll say, this is the target price. And then Bhooshan has to say, no, this is less. Then there's somewhere near that he will do. Next time when he orders, he will say, last time whatever we have, we did quote that. So he will forget about the escalation, cost escalation, like that. Yeah. So that time, whatever these things I did, it was more a cost which I treated as a long-term cost, rather long-term investment. Okay. But what happened is subsequently so many mushroom manufacturers came up who had to just copy. So because of that, whatever I was treating as an investment, they became cost.
Correct.
So that is one mistake where I should say whatever we do as a new thing, we should try to capitalize very fast before somebody else does it
Correct.
again or somebody else copies it.
Right.
That is one. Second thing, probably we could have been more professional while giving our know. We could have said that, okay, if you want to test one core box, we'll charge you this. For any support, we'll charge you this additionally, something like
Correct.
that. Maybe nominal.
Right,
but
right.
it would have given
That would help you
him
to
that,
grow bigger as a company.
it costs.
overall. Right.
So, what he was taking it for free
Right.
is not free. But today what is happening is because of that culture, people feel that Compax culture is that they will give you free. And that is the
Right.
heat he has to face. Then
So our biggest USP has always been customized solutions and
Right.
a flexible approach. Sometimes the flexible approach is a cost
Correct.
which we have to bear. So that's how it is. But yeah,
Correct.
But all the while, what we have always ensured is, once the contract is finalized, after that, whatever is required for the performance, we do it. That time we don't go back to the customer saying that this has cost us so much or something.
Correct. So it's only a one-time negotiation.
The commitment
after that
is
you guys
commitment.
deliver. All right.
Yeah. And there have been cases where we overestimated certain commitment and then later we had to work more on that, spend more on it, but we didn't any time compromise on the quality or the output of it.
Right.
There is a basic philosophy of working. Yeah.
Right. So what advice would you give young people maybe trying to start a machine manufacturing company in Foundry or maybe even start a Foundry, like someone who's ready to like leave their job and go out and build something and experience what it is.
See, what is necessary today is if somebody goes like this, he has to adapt the latest technology and also the guessing the trend, what is going to happen in the next 4 or 5 years, and that he should be prepared today. One. Second thing is he has to partner more with the user, because unless the user and supplier partnership is there, the output whatever goes there will not immediately perform. So they have to take care of it. So he has to be more innovative. At the same time, he has to be more user friendly. These two things are basic necessity today.
it's more of utilizing each other's experiences and expertise rather than redoing the wheel again and again.
Correct.
It's always better to utilize the experiences and expertise of
And build a
each
little bit
other.
on top of that.
Yeah, and build up on top of it. So partnering with your vendors, suppliers or customers will always help in the growth rather than just treating them as a supplier of equipment or consumables or services. Partnering with them will always give an edge.
Right.
Even an operator can give you some hints.
Right.
Rather, operators' feedback becomes more important.
Those are practical ones.
So, what drives you to work today? Like, I'm trying to understand. What is your passion project today?
Personal or for
As whoever you are individually, whether it's company or personal or whatever.
see, we want to have Compax always at the front end. As a technology leader, as the most preferred supplier of equipment or solution provider of equipment. Not supplier, but as a solution provider of equipment, where we are very friendly and work culture at all levels of that level.
So he's set the bar very high, Bhooshan.
Yeah. It's always so. I would put it in a shorter way is his passion towards learning new things always,
Right.
irrespective of whether it is going to be used right now or whether it is going to be used or not in our equipments, but to learn new things, to try to see if we can adapt to it. That's something which, and connect with the customer. So be customer sensitive from everything and anything, for anything and everything, is something which would still drive him,
Right.
and which still drives us, and will keep driving us throughout.
That's great. Amazing. Hope to see you all 2027 in Germany.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to be looking out for the robots.
Yeah, absolutely. more than the robots. I promise you
And
that.
the Indian flag, by the way. Don't forget that. I have some questions for you all, since you all are father and son here, right? So, one who answers first wins, okay? Which country was your first export to from Compax?
Saudi Arabia.
Pardon me?
Which country?
Where was your first export?
First
export.
was Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. So he takes this one,
Yeah.
right? Choose wisely, okay? If there's an angry customer on the phone, who takes that call?
Yeah.
Did you tell him this when you were bringing him to GIFA 2023? I mean, in 2003. Sorry, Bhooshan. Looks like he won that round again. All right. Which among you all guys is a better salesperson?
He is a better salesman.
Yeah. If it's selling equipment, I am the one.
Right.
If it's a selling concept, he's the one.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. All right. So, what would you think his best quality is?
Persistence.
Would you agree?
Yeah. Persistence is there. I try to always be at par with the youngsters to get more energy from them.
Right.
So I learn from them more.
That's great.
And that's the reason he is associated with engineering college as well. He's a vice chairman at one of the leading engineering colleges in Pune. So he's been there with them from the inception of the college and still goes there. So I think that's the energy driving force.
What about Bhooshan? What do you think his best quality is?
See, he is very friendly with the customer. He has been able to develop personal relationships at different levels. And but the best part is those relationships don't compromise the professional working. For working is professional, is fully professional. Second thing is, he is ready to support the customer to any end if there is anything wrong with us. He will not find excuses.
Right.
He will say, okay, I accept it. That is one of the biggest things, that he is ready to accept mistakes and correct them and go forward.
Right.
Probably that is one of the reasons why agitated customer also then later on becomes great.
Right. That's great. Would you agree?
Yeah, to a certain extent, yes.
So what's one word the team uses to describe him?
Him?
Yeah.
God.
Okay.
That's the word.
That's nice. So how much would you rate this interview? 10 out of 10 or 11 out of 10?
I think 11 and a half.
That's nice. Thank you so much, Bhooshan.
Because
Thank you so much.
this gives us an opportunity to express ourselves.
Right. No, I think I'm really grateful for being here and able to document this story that you all guys have, because it's truly amazing, and it's now going to stick around for the next 10 years, and your college kids are going to see this, maybe in their 30s, 40s. So it's really going to be, and it's also a very important part of history for our foundry industry. True. Not only for Compax, and it's very significant, as you mentioned, the Indian flag. That's what how important this interview is. So thank you so much. Really appreciate having me here.
Thank you so much.
And look forward to seeing you guys in Germany with the robot.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for watching. Hope you liked it, and remember to check out Compax.
Thank you so much.
You can find them, in all the links below that I'll be placing. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.